We've been discussing Alcentis' HSS effect technology and how it compares to capacitive type systems. Here we have a typical capacitive type system that's been set up to measure or sense through a thick glove, a average or medium thick glove, and a thin glove. What this illustrates is that capacitive systems have one touch point or one level of change that it has to sense to determine if there's a touch. What we mean by that is capacitive systems measure a predetermined amount of change that corresponds to a touch, where Alcentis HSS effect measures the actual touch. Well, the limitations that presents is a few when it comes to capacitive systems. Capacitive systems engineers for those type of systems have to have a knowledge of the things that affect that change. For instance, a thicker substrate will cause, if there's a variation from a nominal substrate thickness, a thicker substrate will tend to make the pad less sensitive because, as you can see here, these pads are set for different changes, and the reason for this is that a thin glove, the finger touch becomes much closer to the substrate surface as compared to a thicker glove that is farther from the surface and gives less change. And what that results in, because there's only one set point, is that here for a thin glove, you can see that I bring my finger in and I almost touch the surface and it starts to turn on. But if I come over here for a thick glove, it may be able to sense the thick glove, but the finger activates the touch much sooner. This pad is much more sensitive than this pad down here. And you can see here we get a little bit kind of in between. And again, there's a gradient of threshold differences, predetermined thresholds that cause the touch. HSS effect, as we will describe later, does not have this limitation because it naturally senses the finger touch with or without glove, no matter where the surface is. So this makes the job much easier for an engineer to implement HSS because all the variables that are involved in building a capacitive system can cause a change in the sensitivity through manufacturing, through the environment that the system is operating in, or as an example, the gloves might be considered an environmental change, and therefore the system may not even respond, say for instance with a thick glove that's been designed for a system that can only sense through thin gloves.